Hey, what's up? So today is the official brew day, and so I already kind of got the water going right now, getting it started up on that. Today we are going to be hopefully brewing a hazy IPA as well as the stout that I bought yesterday. So shout out to Homebrewer for those on El Cajon, for those recipe or those ingredients, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Great IPA, amazing. Starting tonight with Coronado's 23rd anniversary. It's bright, it brings the tropical flavors right up front. We are here at Karl Strauss's Arts and Amps. I'm really excited to be here, and it's really awesome. It's a free event. So today we're doing brew in a bag, which is a step towards all grain brewing, but it's not with the extra sparge tanks and things like that. So pretty much all the grains are going to be in here, and you pretty much stir it up and make sure there's no clumps or anything like that, and you let it sit for about an hour or so, and then you pull this out and then bring your wort back up to boil, and that's when you do your hops and all that stuff. So I kind of enjoy it better because you get to play around a little bit more with all the ingredients. So up to our sparge temperature, which is around like 160 degrees. So now it's time to add the grain. Look at all the grain. Make sure there's no clumps. It's helpful if you have a helper. So now we just have to let it sit and let the mash and the enzymes do its job. So yeah, now it's a chill time. So I am doing this in the garage, as you can see, so it is kind of windy and it's a big space, and so you pretty much have to make sure that the temperature stays kind of constant at around like 150 but you don't want to go too high or too low, because too high can give some really weird off flavors, and too low might not give you all the sugars that you need for brewing. So make sure that your temperature kind of stays constant if you can. But yeah, try to have fun with that part. This is the part where it's a good time to have a homebrew or a craft beer, because it's pretty much just sitting and waiting. So yeah, we will be fermenting with these nice glass carboys. Yeah, so they're gonna go in here. All the hops and wort and all that stuff is gonna go in here eventually during the end. But right now, I gotta go sanitize everything. So sanitization is important. Make sure you get some Sanistar or some like iodine and things like that, and sanitize all your stuff, because that's super important. Non-sanitized stuff will kill your beer. But y'all don't want to see me sanitize everything because it's kind of a boring process. So it's also really good luck to have a craft beer or another home brew while this is brewing. Supposedly, it's good luck. I don't know. So I've been waiting to kind of drink this. This is from Mikkeller. And this is their awful, let's see, nope, awful Gato. It's an Imperial Brown Ale with vanilla and coffee. So I'll do a quick little review on this one while we're letting the grain steep. So let's get into it. And I thought since I got the ingredients from the home brewer, I'd be using their glass. So yeah. This is a little harder to pour like this. Barely. Alright. So right away, I get tons of coffee, tons of sweet vanilla. Yeah, you get loads of sweet vanilla and coffee notes, with a little bit of brown ale notes underneath. So a little bit of like chocolate malt and things like that. So cheers. Oh wow, so it's pretty sweet up front actually, like right up in the first little creamy soft mouthfeel, and then you get a nice sweetness that rolls right in, and then after that it just turns into a really solid brown ale. So you get a lot of that malt character, a little bit of bitterness into it. I would say maybe that's from like the coffee and things like that. The coffee notes are also just roll in really nicely with that that brown ale. And let's top this off and get a little bit more. Yeah, damn, that's really crushable. There's a nice, like, I already said it before, but there's a nice cream, and then it gives that nice vanilla sweetness, and then just rolls right into a great malt character and coffee character. It's a little bit more bitter than other brown ales that I've had, but again, I would maybe chalk that up to the coffee or possibly some of the malts. But it's pretty damn good, so good job, Mikkeller. Let's check the temperature. It's holding pretty nice at 150. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. No? Any smash mouth and things like that? Fans out there? It's been about 15 minutes, so that's good that the temperature's holding. Another 5 minutes, and we should be all right. So like I said, if it does go down in temperature, all you gotta do is pretty much turn the heat back on and then just kind of constantly. That's all, folks. That was pretty rough. But we pretty much rinsed the mash with the sparge water and up to where we want it to be for boil. Pretty much just gonna bring it back up to boil. This part right here, getting it back to a boil, that takes a long time. But it smells really good, so that's a positive thing. So now it's time to add the hops. So we're starting with some leaf and some pellets. So let's get into it. First up is Centennial leaf. Ooh, man, that smells really good. Next up is 3 ounces of Fugo. Slowly add your hops in. Probably looks like a witch right now, for reals. The last was 1 ounce of Northern Brewers. Now just let it boil, pretty much. This is probably like the most tedious part, is just kind of like watching it to make it not boil over. And I'm like falling asleep legitimately, so the camera actually died while I was adding the hops, but we pretty much added 1 ounce of Fugo pellet hops, 2 ounces of Centennial hop pellets. We added another 2 ounces of El Dorado, and then we also added, almost fell, 1 ounce of Citra leaf hops. So yeah. Okay, so now we're pretty much waiting for it to cool down. As you can see, I'm just kind of running the faucet around so the cool water hopefully cools it down. Then after this, we'll transfer into the carboy and add the yeast, and yeah, that's it. So the last part is taking the chilled wort
shove that up your butt?
And
ew, fucking Mark.
I hate you all. The last part is taking the chilled wort and pouring it into the carboy to ferment. So we'll do that right now. All right, ready? Alright, so I just pitched the yeast. My final gravity was a little higher than what I was hoping it would be, just for the yeast, so hopefully this goes well. I may have to go pick up another yeast pitch, but we'll see how it goes. Should be starting to ferment within like 5 to 15 hours. Alright, thanks for following along. Thanks for tuning in to watch the brew day, and yeah, see y'all later.